You guys got any objections or corrections or reading of those minutes? You stand in red. You have any trouble with them?
No objection.
Benji, I know you got something.
Yeah, I got about 4 things. Last meeting, you guys approved some road crossings for Texas Gas. Well, they've sent a letter and need the signatures for their right-of-way department. While we're signing that, I'll go into this. I did an engineering study on County Road 550 West from County Road 300 North, north of County Road 425 North. It's a gravel road. It's very straight. I guess people have been going pretty fast on it, and I've determined that 35 miles an hour would be an appropriate speed limit if you guys so desire.
Tell you, I got a call from the after Benji went out and done a study. Got 3 people living on that road and got kids, and they've been having problems with high rate of speed, and so they would ask that we do that, but I told them I just have to talk to Benji about what we could do. And of course, he did go out there and look at it. He suggests that's the only thing we can do. I did tell them that if we did get that established and that continued to happen, then we'd probably ask somebody to go out there maybe to help us out with that, so. You guys have a problem figuring it out?
We have, you know, I think 35 is probably, I know exactly where this is at. I know who the guy that stirred this up. And I know the person that got in trouble for running 45 mile an hour too, so I know quite a bit about it.
Yeah.
But I thought that according to our last attorneys, if we made drop the speed limit on one county road in a place like that, we have to do it for the whole county.
No, it has to be done in each individual location.
Okay. So we've never done anything like that.
We've never been able to do it. I've always wanted to make more all speed limits in the county, but one fell swoop, and we've never been able to do that. It has to be done per study, per location.
Okay.
Which is why we've never been able to say,
Okay.
we need to lower all the gravel roads.
I have no problem with it on my side here.
I wish we could.
I just thought the law, the way that I was interpreted it, that's the reason I questioned
It
it,
was the
but yeah.
exact opposite.
But it's still, it's just so dry. So what do you,
I just need a motion, and then we can drop that section of road to
I'll make a
35.
motion, we drop to 35.
Got a motion on the floor, I have a second.
I'm not voting for or against it.
I have a second, all those in favor? John and I, motion carries.
So we need to have that published, right, John? We need to have that published like that for how many, once,
It's gotta
twice?
be, it's gotta be published once, and then it can be enforced,
Okay,
but not until after it's published.
so I can order the signs, and by the time they get here, it'll be published? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Which county road was that?
550 West.
550 West.
Do you need to sign this or anything for you?
Is that
Wouldn't hurt.
an added one?
It's in Fairbanks.
Fairbanks.
Is it Fairbanks? It's north of 300, which makes it Fairbanks.
Yeah. Need to go, actually.
Who is it?
Okay, also, we got the annual salt bid from North American Salt. Again, like last year, we upped it from 160 tons to 200 tons last year, and then it turned out it didn't snow. So I think all three districts have a stockpile now, so do we want to lower it back, or we want to leave it at 200? What we ran into 2 years ago was we couldn't get enough.
Well,
You're not gonna be able to
Only
get
got
more.
$20,000 to buy it with.
But last year, we had to buy that last load that we didn't even need.
Didn't even
Right,
need it.
Yeah.
We had to take it or lose it.
You
or
have
pay
to
for it.
buy 80% of what you order.
We got some on hand. in
I'd say
every
lower it
district.
back down to normal, what we normally did. I got some down there.
Go back to 160.
That's, if that's what you guys think. you
Let's-
do.
And how much money would be left
It's
over?
supposed to be snowy this year, though.
Hang on, let's I can answer that.
Did you look at the almanac?
No.
How much, Larry, how much we got down there?
None.
Huh?
None.
What happened to it?
I don't think much to use it. I don't see none down there.
Uh-oh.
I just drove by there here a while back, there,
I don't know where it's at.
right there at the end of that, where that blacktop pile used to be, there on the south end of the lot, next to the road.
You have at least one load
I
down
don't
there.
think so.
You better look tomorrow when you get to go to work. Clean your glasses or something.
I don't think there's any there.
There's at least 2 truckloads. Sand, it's all
How much is that per ton?
about 70.
7436 to District 1 and 2, 7253 to District 3.
Do we have to accept bids on salt?
Well, if we don't, we don't have any place to buy it, Luke, if you don't put something in for it.
You want to think about it?
Let's table that.
You can do that.
Where you wanna
Okay.
buy that?
Where we can get it cheaper, if we can get it cheaper.
I've got one more thing. Andy Carnegie with AT&T's here to make a proposal for road crossings. Andy?
Since no one else has been up here, am I supposed to stand up here good, or?
That'd be
Yes,
fine.
please.
Okay. AT&T is in the process of working on the transcontinental cable from New York to LA, and we're getting ready to replace a section from Cincinnati, Ohio into St. Louis. We're going to do 120 miles this coming year. We're going clear across the county on an existing right-of-way that's been here since 1974. And we have 27 roads that we need to bore. And this is the roads, whoever's writing minutes. And pass that around. I have a typical crossing. We will not be touching any part of any surface. We will be staying back 5 feet on private ground off the county, and the average depth is always, the minimum depth is 48 inches on private ground, and on county ground, it's 5 feet, and we are 7 feet under any ditch. And it's a pretty important cable. It carries a lot of circuits, a lot of government circuits. And so it's pretty well protected. It's the one that we fly on occasion with things. So, the cable we're replacing, it was put in '88, and the lifespan was 30 years, so we're going to go ahead and get one ready. And we'll cut it over, and it is fiber. The proposal on this is that we will put in a 4-inch poly pipe, and in that we will put in 3 1¼ inch interducts, which should be good for everyone's lifetime. Should be good for roughly 90 years. So it'll be the last time we do this. This is just a typical drawing of what we will be doing. Understand that there is no charge unless we did cut the road, and we're not going to do that. We're not going to start any work until the crops are out of the ground in the farms. In fact, we probably won't get started until December. We just ordered the material in to go from Coal City, which is in Owen County, to the river. So we'll be doing that during the winter time probably. We will not have any heavy equipment.
No problem.
You need a bond.
Pardon?
I don't know if we record a bond when they bore the road or not. I know we have when they cut the road, but.
Right, that's
in our
right.
cut the road. Have we done a bond when they were bored?
We've always had a bond in place for
We
utility.
have in the event something goes wrong and comes up through a road or something, but, you know, they're not even gonna be on county right away, so. It's your wishes, guys, really. Bonds are not hard to get, especially for AT&T.
We have bonds for our local areas, but this is the long distance part of the company. Our right-of-way group is out of Atlanta, Georgia, for the whole United States. So it's a matter of, if I have to have one, I have to go through the procedure of sending it and getting the checks from there. But I was told that the bond was $100,000 per mile of open cut when I made the phone call. So I don't know whether, that we're not gonna open cut anything, so we will always be 5 feet away from any county right of way.
They should never touch county property.
No.
What about your trucks bringing your equipment and stuff in,
They'll be trailered in, there won't be, you know.
like on a
yeah,
pickup or?
Uh-huh, yeah.
So,
The boring equipment they use is not any big stuff.
okay.
We don't have to bore the rivers. The rivers are all in and done. And they were done in '88, so we've got surplus there. I'm here to answer any questions if anyone has any.
Sounds like you got your right of way from the private sector, and all you need is permission to cross the road.
That's it. That's in those 27 roads. A couple of them, like in Hymera, I couldn't determine by looking at maps whether they were county or whether it was a municipal type arrangement, so they're on there.
Mhm.
Like State Street, the one that goes back to the high school there. So,
I can't tell by your drawings either.
no.
If I could physically look at it, if somebody from the town could physically look at it, they could probably tell you this in town.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, we allow them to cross these roads.
I got a motion on the floor, a motion and a second, all those in favor?
No bond.
No bond.
And you don't need signatures, you just need copies of the minutes, correct?
I need a copy of the minutes.
If you would,
and I
leave
will
Brenda
leave you
your
my
address.
business cards.
Yeah. Have Brenda send you a copy of the minutes.
When was that line originally put in, 70-some?
The first one was put in '74, and it was replaced in '88, and now this one is going to be, every time they get bigger.
Yeah, that line was like that big around then.
That one's dead now.
Uh-huh. And I forget how, and then now the other one's about like that, isn't it?
Not like a pencil.
Yeah. It does
Very.
3 times as much or something.
Just bounces light.
How is that?
Well, to answer it very quick, the electronics keep getting better.
Oh, yeah.
So we've gone color spectrums, and for every 2 fibers, we can carry 3 times more than what that coax cable would carry. So
And then
it's got 36 fibers, and the new one's gonna have 144. So it ought to last.
that's amazing.
My
That's all I
email
have.
address is
Debbie
on
had a
this.
question.
I gave you,
Yeah, you did.
It was on, not on this,
On the
it was
salt.
on your prior statement about the bid prices.
Salt prices.
Salt prices?
Yeah, why aren't they all the same?
Different locations. Trucking, I guess, I don't know.
Okay,
I'm
it
assuming.
didn't make sense.
Oh, the delivery price. Yeah, the distance.
Well, 2 of them were one price and one of them was a different price.
I think yours costs more than it, get off the beaten path, I guess.
I want to
Yeah.
copy of this for my records.
And there's another one too.
Okay, that was awful painless.
All right.
We can go back.
No comments, huh?
We can go back.
Okay, I'm headed to Bloomington. Thank you all very much.
All right, thank you. Okay, Brenda, we're going to need to approve the claims.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think
I've
you
got
have
no
to do
questions on the
over.
claims.
Yeah, I'll just,
Just sign one.
yeah, I'll approve this set of claims.
Got a motion to approve the claims?
Second.
That's all.
Got a second? All those in favor? Carried.
You ain't gonna make the 15-minute mark tonight either, Tim.
I'm sorry. I'm working
I was gonna try it and you showed
on
up.
it.
I have these here, Nia Post, that needs to be signed. Off excavating on the images.
Concrete work.
Just anywhere, knee opposed?
Yeah. just sign
You guys make a motion on that stuff?
Yes, we did. Pay the claims.
I know, I missed it. Who did that?
I did, and I seconded it.
Thank you. I was sleeping.
You still on vacation?
Yeah, I'm
there.
trying
She's
to.
still checked there.
That's a nice way to check that.
That's all I have.
John, are you, here for us? Right here? We need somebody to do that or it'll be dismissed.
They're on the agenda.
I'm off, I guess. Okay.
Hmm.
Got anything else, Brenda?
No, that's all I have.
Old business, Ed Powell, Dick Watkins, County Road, 425 South, 600 East. Sign
Yes.
agreement.
Yeah, you asked us to make a change in our petition agreement and the decree order. Those were made, they were filed last week. The only changes were to provide the establishment of quarter section points, and there was a couple typos, one of which was, says will perpetuate all quarter section owners, it should say corners, I've made those with Brenda. The next one said, be a Class C survey, there is no longer a Class C survey, it's been changed to called a rural survey, and we will abide by those, and they're in your documents. So those, what was asked to be done, they've been done.
Okay. You guys got any problems with anything?
I got a question, Ben. Just 'cause I'm-
Yeah,
sorry-
go ahead.
Sorry I had to miss the last meeting.
You're all right.
You know, Thunder. I'm just curious as to, it's closed from, you're closing it from 500 all the way to up and around Fertile Cemetery and all that good stuff, correct? Is that what's being closed?
Yeah.
Okay, and did you get the same standard stuff, the inch and a half, and, or the whatever?
Yes.
Okay, did you guys realize you already had a closure in place with them from 500 up to 425 for 6 inches of asphalt by Eldon Dunford back years ago?
That was on the north part for 500 or.
I don't think
It was,
500.
Eldon Dunford had it done for 500 and 425 inches for 6 inches of asphalt. You might check into that, but unless you're just changing it.
Yeah.
And then, I'm sure, because I think I heard say that they gotta keep access to Fertile Cemetery, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, now, what are you guys gonna do? What do you plan on doing with it? The asphalt? Where do you plan on putting it?
You wanna tell him what you're doing? Luke?
And we had just discussed the Brick Street. That's,
Yeah, Brick Street and that down at Pleasantville, wasn't it?
What road was it you supposed to deal with last meeting?
that was just about a third of the money.
Yeah, but I mean, what road
No,
was it?
what you're doing right now is what we're doing out there now. That's what you're paying for this money with.
Right.
Yeah.
About an hour.
Oh.
Not this money.
Yes.
Yeah, this
Yes.
one.
Yes.
What road is Buttermilk?
The other, we haven't even gotten to it yet, Luke.
Yeah,
They haven't brought it in
They
yet.
ain't paid it yet, you're doing.
Well, I'm confused then.
See, from the last closures that they did on the south end or whatever, you guys are gonna do, what is it, the one that goes out by,
What road is it, Jane?
Well, you're, the roads that the money you're getting now is like $284,000, and that's what the council approved last week.
For
They
Buttermilk.
have not paid it in yet, but we went ahead and took bids for it.
Mhm.
And you're doing Buttermilk in, what is it, 5?
Long
And-
Chapel.
And then you're gonna go down and you're going to do Joe Bedwell's road.
Yeah,
All right.
You're doing those 3 roads with
Yeah.
this money.
yeah.
What about the last money we got?
Yeah. Because I thought that's what the last money.
Yeah,
was
that's
gonna
what I
do.
thought.
Yeah, they're talking about 2 different roads now. And you earmarked 800.
For this round of money.
Right.
No, I'm confused.
This $284,000 that's involved with this deal has not been assigned projects yet. I mean, I don't know what pool of money the council's pulling it from, that's not really my business, but I'm just saying that,
You made a proposal last meeting, I don't remember
Okay.
what you wanna do with this one.
I'm off now. Yeah, we had money moved over from something.
Yeah.
You wanna make sure you have enough money.
Yeah, Buttermilk
Right.
and Long Chapel.
Yeah.
I don't ask money.
From the last money
Yeah.
we got. And this
Yeah.
money here, we were thinking about,
The council just
And this is
approved
what
that.
you were going
Yeah.
to,
right.
you made proposals last time.
Right, to finish
Yes.
it, because we bid those 3 roads, and we only had money for 2 of
2
them.
of them, right. And then we added the Joe Bedwell road.
Right.
right.
Okay.
I think that's what it was. Anything else?
Yeah, you guys didn't answer my question.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I know last money was Long's Chapel's Church, Buttermilk, and that down in Pleasantville. This money
Brick
was-
Street is one of them.
This is also Brick Street, but that's only represented about a third of the money.
And I think the other's still in the air.
Okay, because I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but that Carlisle Pleasantville Blacktop Road, from like, well, it's different places there, I'm
Yeah.
thinking north of, west of 600 east and a little south.
From 500 all the way to Pleasantville needs redone, but
Needs redone, and then from, what is it, 600 north down through that, you know, I mean, there's,
I would like to say though, Lonnie, you know, we do have a school up here north of town in dire need of blacktop. From, it's a county road going out to 241, and we got a lot of kids there, school kids, traveling buses. It's a highly traveled road, probably one of the highly traveled roads this time of year for the school, and I'd like to see that road repaired. It's not in my district per se, but it is a project that needs to happen, and I'd like to see some of the money spent where the people are, and that would be a big shot in the arm for the Sullivan and County, and to help that community up there, so.
like I said, I understand, you know, used to, it's always said where, whatever district or township that is corrupt is where the money was supposed to stay in that township. Well, that went to the wayside
Yeah.
ever since they quit digging up around Farmersburg area.
Yeah.
When they quit up there and the money quit going up there. But-
Well, I think what happened, a lot of that, what happened too, you know, we lost, prior to me getting elected, I think that we lost $700 and some thousand from the state that come back to Sullivan County. And, you know, we don't have any money to fix our roads, and we need to put money, if we come up, we get money, we need to put it back where the people's at. And if you realize these roads, whenever they're done with them, and they go back the same way that they was when they was tore out. So I mean, when they fix that road back, it's gonna go back the way it was.
What road?
The roads that they tear out.
Yeah, they're gonna go back gravel, but the one I'm talking about.
But if they're blacktop, they go back blacktop, you know what I mean? So, I mean, we get some blacktop in, I think, per se, it needs to be used in different parts of the county to help.
I'm not disputing.
I mean, you know, and I know you're not, so.
Yeah, but also, the one thing I'm saying about that, I know you're saying put it back where, you're saying put it where the people are, which, hey, I understand what you're saying up here around this. But we've also determined in here too, that one of the biggest thoroughfares we got in the county anymore traveled is that Pleasantville to Carlisle Blacktop Road. It's a majorly traveled road. And, you know, like I said, I think we ought to also maintain it. As much traffic goes down that road. And I think we always ought to maintain a hard surface road no matter what, from Pleasantville to Carlisle and from Pleasantville to Freedomville.
This is kind of strategic what are your long-term plans with that road?
Carlisle, Pleasantville, we get properties acquired down there, we will close that road.
What availability, will that road and the Paxton Road be closed simultaneously?
Which one do you call Paxton?
The Woodard Cemetery Road,
No, I don't think they will be.
they wouldn't be closed simultaneously?
I hope not. Shut us off from Green County.
Are you planning on closing sections of that Paxton Road, like toward?
To the west,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
But how many years you looking at before you close Pleasantville Carlisle Road?
I don't know when we acquire enough property in there to close.
One thing, and this, maybe this is something that we could all work together on planning these road closures. We need a east-west thoroughfare that is hard service for the prison, people working at prison and people traveling from Lincoln to 41, rural parts of Duggar. What do you think we could do? I mean, just not holding you to it, is what?
We're looking at, Luke, it's just kind of hard to determine where it would be located in order to make it accessible to people going north and people going south. Where are we gonna put it? And right now, we're just, and the mining plans change.
Right, I know how that
And,
is.
it's just, whatever we do, we would build a blacktop road.
We give it
Until we commit something else.
Well, I think.
But I'm not gonna get in here tonight with a discussion on it. We're here to get this done, and we'll worry about the other fish when they're ready to be fried.
Yep. I feel that one too. Yeah, go ahead there.
Well, believe it or not, there are people who live in Jefferson Township that don't give a hoot about the mine or the prison. They just like to travel on good blacktop roads and be able to travel in and out of the township going north or south or east or west. And be able to hear the fact that, well, we will take out the Carlisle Pleasantville blacktop. Believe it or not, there are people who still live on that road who have no plans to sell to the mine. They like where they live. And there are people who live in that township who don't give a hoot about people being able to drive from Greene County back and forth to the prison. Where we live, you think they were in Talladega or one of the other. But they come out of the forest and drive through Pleasantville like it wasn't even a town. There are speed limit signs set up in that town. You're supposed to drop down to 40, then 30. But they don't see those signs. They keep on going. They want to get to the prison on time. When they get off work, they want to get out of there. They want to get back to Greene County. And they have no intentions of slowing down. And if they're not working at the prison, there's other people coming back and forth through there. And they don't stop or slow down in Pleasantville. There's people who have moved off at 159 with children because of those people. There's a bus driver who had 2 incidents of people who did not stop for a school bus with their arm out. The one woman got a ticket. The other person, who was a mine vendor, did not get ticketed. Now, anybody else who did not stop for a school bus, now just imagine if that had been one of you. But there's people in that township who do not give a hoot about the mine or anyone out of that township. And that money coming in from those roads being torn up in Jefferson Township, they don't give a hoot if it goes anywhere else or any other road being fixed. As far as they're concerned, it stays in Jefferson Township. That's what's getting torn up, it stays there. There are other roads down there that need to be fixed so they can get travel, have access to that township. What's left of it, yes, I know they're supposed to put back the roads that they tear up. Once they get them mined up and once they open them up again 5 years later. But the whole half of Jefferson Township is closed to mining. Now they're gonna move on west. Now they want some roads back to the north. They also close cemeteries. I know you people don't give a hoot, but like I said before, you just wait till they've got that whole place torn up, and they're gonna swing back around and come back up north. And you're gonna be hollering the same thing when they tear up your roads. And you're gonna say, well, that's our money. We want it to stay up north in Shelburne and Farmersburg. And we'll say, well, what about some money from Jefferson Township? We think we should have some of it too. And Cass, you're gonna be saying the same thing, because that's what you people say now. I don't care if that blacktop road gets fixed up there in your community. You already got money right off the bat for that road that you couldn't get federal money for. You should have thought about that before Bear Run pulled out up north up here. Right now, we got roads down south that we want blacktop or fixed without a lot of horsing around and jacking around from the crews down there. I will compliment one of the workers. He did a super job from when they cut the trees and the grass down this summer. Did a very neat job. But so far, I've seen a bunch of guys sitting on their ass and leaving trash at the end of the day when they do pull out. And you got a, whatever his title is, road superintendent. I don't know where you got him from. I don't know if he's supposed to have qualifications. But if he does have, then no wonder Sullivan County and the Highway Department is in trouble.
I think he does a good job.
Well, you haven't been out on the roads here or seen
Yeah,
some of the work
about
done.
them.
We'll move on.
And I haven't finished talking, Tim. Now,
I'll tell you, you know, we probably had more than 3 minutes. Most people, we just give 3 minutes to respond. We've
in
had
that
plenty of
case,
time. I mean,
as I've
what
said,
else is there?
let's get some roads fixed where the money's coming in from. And then you can spread it around to the rest of the people.
Okay, John, you got something on this ambulance?
Robin's back here, she's got some information, we've got a couple different things here. I had Robin
Quote
bring
for
them.
a new motor, if you want it, or, and then the specs for the ambulance.
Yeah, I need to, did
Yeah,
Jeff
he's
fax you
got
that
that.
thing?
Is that
Okay.
what you're wanting?
Yeah, that's what I
And
would
there's the
need.
specs.
This was,
That's the quote for fixed ambulance, that the motor will be repaired.
You wanted to explain what we're up against?
okay. We had a 2006 Ford ambulance traded off for the new Freightliner that's coming in. Well, I kind of wish we could have got the ball rolling a little quicker because I knew that old engine was going to go down. Well, lo and behold, shortly after we got the other one ordered, it went completely and blowed up. So now our trade-in value allowance was $7,500, and the clause which I've got right here stated that it had to be under 200,000 miles, and that it had to be in running condition, And any body work other than what was in the door to the one side of that, I think it was the driver's side, passenger driver's door. I don't know how you can have a passenger driver's door, but the passenger door had a little damage on it. Anything else that had to be fixed. Well, now that is an unacceptable trade, and so I got quotes for a new Jasper engine, and labor to put it in, the oil, the antifreeze, a little bit of incidentals that might come up, and that amount was what, $1,400? $14,483 and that's to put it in and have it back on the street. Now, here's the thing about that quote that came from my shop. I don't think I can do the work unless we wait till after the first of the year, when I'm no longer sitting here. But it's a good quote. Somebody else could match it if they wanted to go forward with this before the first of the year. I don't want to stir any bee's nest up by being a conflict of interest or anything like that. I would love to have the job, but like I said, I'm not going in get into that. But that's a decent quote, and we could expect somebody else to.
Or are you proposing we keep this, or are you proposing we trade this off, or we?
No, my first thought was to trade it off and have it remounted, and that was going to cost us about $80,000. It was $32,000 savings. I talked to the council. They said that they'd come up with money for an engine, but they couldn't come up with money for an ambulance.
So, in other words, we could redo this one, and what about the $7,500?
We got to pay that to Midwest Motors.
So, in other words, we're got
$21,000.
$21,000, and we got a new
an ambulance that's usable.
And we're out of the bad trade deal.
Yeah, and we're out of the bad trade deal.
What's the guy out here that works on?
Butler's.
Yeah.
He said 16,000. And I don't know if that was a good quote.
What did he say to put the motor in?
16,000.
To do everything,
So, and I don't know how busy he is.
Yeah.
Is that gonna change the cost of the ambulance by not being able to trade that in?
No,
We
just
just have to-
$7,500.
We just have to pony up $7,500 to make the deal right.
Yeah, we're buying the trade back. In other words, Diane.
That's what they were gonna give us for the trade.
It's going to give us $7,500 off the top of the price. So what we'll do is we'll just add $7,500 to the cost of the ambulance.
Is the council all right with paying the $7,500, or?
They sent it back to us for us, and they said, you know, if that's the deal, that's the deal. And
You guys want the extra ambulance?
Yeah.
Yes.
Here,
Oh, yeah, we got
right
it.
here,
Well,
right here's the clause right there.
Let's see
So,
if they'll fund the $7,500. We'll sit on our hands on what we do with it. Maybe get some other prices if you want to do that.
Okay.
Whatever they want.
But we definitely need to pay this back.
You got a rental right now.
Yeah, I got a rental, we're paying $1,500 a month for.
So, I mean, heck,
Yeah.
2 months we'd be
But when the
back.
new one gets here, we'll go to the rental. And this will be a spare
Well-
truck to have in case one of these others go down or so forth.
But you're paying $1,500 a month in rent?
Yeah.
And until we get something else.
We'll get our new one.
The new one should be here sometime
Couple
this,
weeks.
couple weeks.
Yeah, they said this.
So,
That
We
one
need
will
to
go away
make a
when they get the
decision
new
on
one.
it.
Yeah, we
yeah.
get a new one.
This one here, we need to decide whether we're gonna pay it or not.
Let's pay the $7,500 and get that done. If you guys want to keep this other one.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
Are you making that?
Yeah, I'm making a motion to pay the $7,500 and we'll deal with the rest of it later.
I second that. All those in favor? I'm not voting. You're not?
They don't work up there anymore, but I'm not voting.
Okay. All right.
Did you need anything else? How's everything going up there, Robin? Come up here and tell us how you're getting along with your new position.
Oh, no, I'm all right. It's going good. It's an adjustment, but it's going good.
Okay.
You got anything else?
Hey, they don't have, Jane didn't give us the right to talk tonight. What's the matter? So, Commissioner section.
Okay. You got anything?
The only thing, you know, I've kicked this around a time or two, and I just want to talk about it for a little bit. We sent that in the other day for our edit tax, not raising it. And I sit down and done a lot of figuring on it, and you know, just a a 0.02% increase would bring in almost an extra $1 million. And I'm not wanting to pay any higher taxes than anybody else out there. But if I would wind up paying an extra $20 a month for the money to go to good use, I wouldn't care. And I think there's a lot of people out there that don't want it. It's like, and it depends on how much you make and what it's based on. And if you sit there and just punch calculator, if we have 15,000 people in this county that works, and they had an average of a $26,000 income, it's an extra $1 million a year by raising that 0.02%. But yet, someone on minimum wage, 50 cents a week, is all it's going to change their paycheck. And I really think that this county can help itself a whole lot by paying just a fraction of a percentage of tax. I mean, I don't want to, I brought this up once before, and the council said, well, they got this new tax, you can do this, and then you can come around and you can come in the back door people and hit them on their property taxes. And I said, no, that's a new tax. I didn't run on a new tax. I didn't, I don't want a new tax, but there's tax that we pay. There's no reason why we can't increase it just a tiny little bit and really help the community. Because the governor ain't going to help us. I don't care if it's a Democrat governor or a Republican governor. They're not going to help us until we help ourselves. And so that's my soapbox on that. And I got a call from a lady. She didn't leave me her name, but she said over by Dawes Bridge there's a blacktop road that goes west that needed mowed. So if you could check in on that. 500, is 500 up there?
Blacktop, it's not blacktop.
Is it all black? Is it gravel? Okay. I thought she said it was blacktop, but.
Well, the only blacktop road going west would be Kingsville Church Road.
And they mowed that a week or two ago. I don't know that.
She said it was right north of Dawes Bridge and back to the west.
That's Kingsville Church Road.
25 north.
525? Okay.
Yeah, first road.
They followed my girl, Paula called it.
And she didn't give me her name.
Well, she didn't?
No,
She
she
said,
said-
her road hadn't never been mowed this summer, Tim. He came in here and talked to you first part of summer, and you said you can get on it. He said you have never been over there.
Well, we got a new mower guy, so he may have missed him, but he's been mowing up in there. Jesse's not, he don't know the roads up in there, so.
Well, I talked to Jesse about a month ago, and he said he would get up there and do it, but he haven't been over there yet.
That's all I got, guys.
What road was that in?
525 or
520.
5 there north.
500?
Dawes Bridge Road, first road north.
It's either 500 north or 525 north.
First road north.
Dawes Bridge or-
Just north of Dawes Bridge Road.
500.
Well, you
Mike?
got anything?
Just the line, the bridge has been painted and they look real nice. Brian's had a crew of prisoners
Painting bridges.
painting the bridges and everything. Won't present them over
Pardon me? Yeah, I got a thing here from Colonial Gardens, and what we're wanting to do is after the Corn Festival, we're wanting to do some landscaping, which would be up these runways here, and that's kind of the design that he has. And landscape on the ends of the benches. But he'd come up with a plan, he's got it cost here. Well, I'd like to see this get done. And I was wanting to look at
What is the cost?
$9,425.
And that's for all four corners.
Yeah.
Not four corners, but four.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, not only that, and I appreciate the thought of using somebody local, but there is 2 other landscapers in the county, and we might check with AAA and ourselves if that's something that we're gonna do. I'm sure he'd appreciate it also, and so would we.
Well, that's just who I like to deal with, because he's been here forever, and he's comes up here and takes care of all our trees. 10 minutes notice, has forever, I guess. That's what we're at with this. You got any problems with it?
How much money we got in the courthouse for perpetuation?
Here's what we got on, we got this in there, the courthouse structures. This is, building structures. And then we can transfer, we got this money, service contracts money, so we can even transfer it.
Yeah.
We got paper on it.
We got this $10,000 that we set back for the Wi-Fi, and that was in that fund too, so.
Well, I mean, it's there, we haven't done anything with it, but.
Right, but I mean, if we spend that money, that'll burn into the $10,000 we set aside.
You got about $28,000 in it.
Well, all told, yeah. Can we get this transfer done?
It's within the,
Oh,
same
it's within
account.
the account.
But
Just
anyway,
let me know.
Let's just, let's open it up for bids. I mean, it's $10,000. I know we don't have to, but why not let
Well-
competition do our job for us?
yeah, that's what you want to do.
I think it's a fair thing to do. Take some bids on it.
Let's get some more definite specifications.
The only thing is now, though,
Well, it kind of, you
there's
know.
one that knows the bid already.
And it's kind of a, I don't know how we could
He
do
could
this
read,
fair.
he could,
We could choose not to do it at all, and which I'd much rather do that, means we open this guy's bid up. And somebody can deal with it next year, as to
I agree, I mean, that's not fair,
It's
you know
not fair at
exactly
all.
where he's at, but I would also say that I'm sure that ourselves and AAA would both
Well,
appreciate
you know,
the offer.
in fairness to you, I mean, in the first of the year, you could say, hey, if you guys got landscaping jobs to do around here, we do this work, and we'd like to consider you considered landscaping. We've just always dealt with this guy because he comes at a minute's notice and he takes care of our trees. I've never had him do any landscaping for me, and personally at home, if he drives by my house, he'll see. I would love to have him, but I just don't have him. But, so, anyway, I do know how much he's done for the court.
So we're going for that on hold.
I would like to see it done. I'd like to see it get it done. We got the money to do it. We need to get it done, and but that's where I'm at. But, you know, I never thought about the bidding thing because of the fact that it was so low. Yeah, I didn't think that was a big deal, but I mean, obviously it's gonna be. I would just choose not to. Go ahead.
Is there a courthouse employee, a landscaper, that takes care of the lawns? Or will there have to be someone hired to take care of everything once you do all this
We
planting?
have a guy
Once
mow,
they're out,
and
then.
they clean up, and they
The
pick
one,
up cigarettes.
the guy that does the mowing, then
Yeah,
you
he'll be
will
on the
have
water
to take
line.
over all that automatically? Okay, then, now that that question is answered, I'd like to make a quick comment. Lonnie asked earlier about the road closure on 500 and 425 and it affecting Purtle Cemetery. And I was back there a couple weekends ago, they've already left the room, going to Purtle Cemetery. The last meeting, I asked Dick Watkins if that Purtle Cemetery was still going to be available to the public. And he said, yes, it would be. And I said, are you going to put up signs so someone who wasn't familiar with the area would know how to get there? And he said yes. And it wasn't a week later that I was taking some out-of-state relatives there. And they did have large signs at the end of 500 telling people how to get there. And once you got on 425, there was barricades across the road, but unless you were going to Purtle Cemetery, you could slip through the barricades and get back to Purtle. So Dick was correct in saying they would put up large signs, which was a heck of a lot more than what they did for Woodard. You couldn't find Woodard. So that's why I was asking him at the first meeting, and they came through with it, and I was gonna turn around and tell him, thank you for the great signs, but he's not here.
Hey, before you adjourn.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a
Okay.
one-
Yeah.
I got some. No, go on, Lonnie, I just don't want to adjourn.
Yeah, I'm sure I know the answer to this, but this agreement now for that section from, what is it, 500 to 425? 425. The agreement now supersedes the agreement that Elton Dufford did back then? Am I right in that?
I've not seen Ellen Dudley.
Yeah, I've not seen that agreement either, we probably need to find it.
Because it was to resurface that section, all brand-new blacktop.
It hasn't
5,
been,
6
I'll tell
inches
you
of
that,
blacktop.
it's pure gravel. The east end of it was already closed. He told me it was already closed that night I asked him, and it was closed. This was a new barricade on the east end, and the whole 425 has been gravel for quite some time. So if there was an agreement, it was never followed through on, I'll put it that way.
Okay.
So Marty, if we went ahead with this, would you be really upset?
No, I'm not gonna be really upset, because I'm not here to take their business. I will say Alan has sold that, and they are new people, and they are community people.
Mhm.
So, you know, I'm not here to take their job, because they're trying to make a living also.
Well, I'm sitting here, thinking, okay, now we just told out loud what the bid price was.
Right, it would not be fair to bid that job at this time.
Right.
But
So,
you,
but from
you know,
now on, you would like-
do have other people in
Yeah,
the
like to be
community
covered.
that would love to have a $9,425
Exactly.
opportunity.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Then, see, I didn't
But
know you
have
done, I didn't even know you was doing
I
landscaping, I
have
knew you done
nothing
mowing
against
stuff.
those people whatsoever. So, you know, if you
I
want
just don't wanna ruffle any.
yeah, if you wanna go ahead and do it, I have nothing against the people
Okay,
at
so if
all.
we do anything else, you wanna be
Right,
included,
same
okay.
whether it be, you
I see, I didn't know, I
lawn
knew you
mowing or
done
whatever.
mowing and trucking and
Yeah.
stuff like that, I didn't know you done
Yeah.
the yard stuff.
I mean, the sign,
So,
yeah.
If
it's
you wanna
up
do
there.
that, Tim, I'll make a motion,
Okay.
since it's not gonna,
Motion. You don't want them to do it.
Nope. I think we need to bid stuff out, I mean, even though it's legal to do it that way, I think we ought to bid stuff out.
I
and
second
get
that motion.
better prices.
Judy's got some new business here.
Yeah, go ahead, Judy.
You guys have seen this, but I'm gonna give it to you again. We talked about it in solid waste. But the council asked me to come and give them, what we needed for a building down at the recycle center. Because even though we've got it cleaned up, they would like to see that stuff undercover. And I brought you this very same packet to the solid waste. I went back to the council the last time we met, and they said I had to bring it to commissioners, because commissioners in charge of buildings. So I'm not asking you to make a choice, I'm just asking you to look these over and consider giving me a building down there. And then maybe you can talk to the council and see if they'll help pay for it. And this is nothing binding, this is just, I called someone that did pole frame barns, I called a local contractor, and I called these clear span people and got bids. And I realize you gotta put this out to bid, but I want you to have an idea of what it could cost us. So, I don't really need it, I just like it to move forward through the
Okay.
system.
I'll make a motion, we'll take this under advisement and look it over, and then we can make a decision on it and then send it to council later for funding.
Okay, got a motion on the floor.
Yeah, take it under advisement.
Take it under advisement. And second. All those in favor? Okay, anything else?
Just
Have a motion to adjourn?
Yeah, I'll make that motion to adjourn.
Have a second?